So I'm an old timer. I don't have the technology of the Fishers, and I don't have the spunk anymore of Elliot. He's really got a lot on me now. But I've been doing popcorn since I was about 6 years old. I started as a Wolf Scout, and so I've been doing this for about 11 years now. And so it really, going through all these years, has really given me a lot of experience in salesmanship, in talking to other people, learning a lot about marketing, learning a lot about business, and trying to get myself organized for the popcorn sale. Because it's really a big ordeal, and people who sell a lot of popcorn really know that. My first year, I set a goal of $50. I didn't know I was going to sell a lot. I tried to make it reasonable. I didn't want to shoot for the stars. I thought I was going to try and get 5 people to buy one of the first $10 the microwave popcorns. Back then, they only cost $10. Right. And so I went out there. First day, I sold like $100. And so it was amazing. I was very surprised. And I kept going. I didn't stop at just 50. And that first year, I ended up selling $2,800 of popcorn. That first year was 2001, and I thought that maybe the rally effect around the country from 9/11 might have been one of the reasons that I sold so much. Because everybody started thinking about their country and their community, and Scouting is a really big part of that, because Scouting really supports the community greatly, and it's really vital to our country. And so I thought that maybe next year I wouldn't get the same success that I did in 2001. But I went out and I sold popcorn just like I did, and the success was repeated. I sold $3,100 of popcorn. So back then, I didn't have iPads, I didn't have awesome presentations, I didn't have ways to keep track of everything. So with all the technology, I was doing take orders. All those sheets, writing it down by hand, transcribing it onto an Excel spreadsheet on my old, like 1996 Mac or something, Macintosh computer, when it had the monitor and the big desktop. And so that really a lot of work, and it took a lot of time. Since with the take order, I had to deliver all of the popcorn, $3,000 worth, in the span of about a week and a half, since I always go away for Thanksgiving. So it was really a lot of work. I kept going, I'm going for years and years, and eventually I reached my limit. I couldn't sell anymore.
I've been glad to call you back.
I couldn't sell anymore because there was no more time. I sold about $6,000 of popcorn, and it took everything I could to just deliver it before Thanksgiving. So then this amazing new concept came down from Trails End, show and sell. Getting your popcorn before the sale starts? That's astonishing. I didn't know that was possible. And so I decided that I should give it a try. It sounded like a really good concept. And so I did it, and my sales jumped more than they had ever done before. I went from $6,000 to almost $9,000 because I was able to have the popcorn at the same time. So I was able to maximize my efficiency by going up to the customer, doing my little sales pitch like you guys have. Hello, my name's Anderson Monk, and I'm selling popcorn for the Boy Scouts. Would you be interested in buying anything? We have all these new products. Here are all the reasons why you should buy. And I could convince them to buy, give them a little upsell so they could buy a little bit more, and then I could deliver it to them at the same time. And so it could increase efficiency. So I could get everything done all in one trip. So in some ways that was really good. It was really helpful, and it really increased the number of sales I could make. In other ways, it was kind of sad because it decreased the personableness of the sale. Because then all customers really enjoyed me coming back in the fall, asking how much I sold in the end, and getting their popcorn. But I tried to compensate for that by spending more time with the customers, telling them more about my Scouting stories, to let them know how much Scouting has changed my life. I think that when you sell popcorn, one of the most important things you have to do is not only be courteous, not only wear your Class A uniform, all those basics, but you have to make sure that you let them know how Scouting really changed you and why you're out here going door to door, day to day. I did all of my sales door to door, 11 years all throughout, door-to-door sales. So it was a lot of work, it was a lot of effort just to go out every single day, 3 to 6 o'clock, one after the other. Couldn't end. You know, sometimes, but when I was younger, when I was about 10 or 12, I didn't want to go by the end of the sale. I had gotten all my repeat customers. I had an Excel spreadsheet where I had all my database. I knew who bought $100, $50, $35. I could point them out as I was driving by the car, be like, oh, there's the big one, they're home, let's go get them. But by the end of the sale, there were no big customers left. We were down to trying the people who said no last year, who just moved in, we never tried them before, and I was very discouraged because you get a lot of no's. Like Elian said, 1 in 7 people buy when you're wearing your uniform. My repeat customers usually bought like 3/4, 90% of the time. But by the time you get new customers, then it's like less than half. I got a lot of no's, and so it's really discouraging. So the advice that I would give to you guys is you got to keep through. You have to have that dedication to go through those no's because it happens. Sometimes you're not always going to get what you want, and you're not always going to be successful. But if you put that hard work in, you show that dedication, then you're going to be successful. And you might lose that battle, but you're going to win the war. You're going to be really successful. You're going to sell a lot of popcorn the more people you ask. Because if you're always afraid about someone saying no, then you're never going to try. So you can't be afraid of trying to go to that person that you've never tried before just because you don't know them. Because often they either know a Boy Scout, or they were a Boy Scout, or they've heard about what Scouting has done for the community. So it's really important that you try and go to as many people as possible and let them know how Scouting has changed you. So throughout my years, I think that the thing that really helped me the most, and Elian talked about it, was thank you notes. Thank you notes really made the sale more personable and nicer for the customers at the end. Because you bring them a box of popcorn, it looks all like a branded product, but having that thank you note there saying thank you for buying popcorn, see you next year, kind of gives them something to look forward to next year so they know that you're going to be coming back for them. So then they feel kind of special. I had repeat customers who had bought for 10, 11 years. Every single year I was selling since I was 6 years old. And so by the time I sold to them this last year, they were asking how I was doing, what my rank was, what sort of merit badges I was earning, how I was doing with the scholarship fund, all these wonderful questions about Scouting because they were really interested in my life. This last year I became an Eagle Scout in August, and I sold popcorn through October. And it was the craziest year for me. I started school at college, I was going there 5 days a week, but I was still able to push through it, and I tried to be dedicated as much as I could, and I was able to beat my sales throughout any of my years, and I actually sold $9,450 of popcorn. Thank you. So, in the end, if you guys want to be successful, if you guys want to be one of the top popcorn sellers in the region, you really just have to continue. You have to get through those hard days when people say no, when you get this door slammed in your face, because it does happen. But if you show that dedication, you keep going through that, you will be successful. You will be successful like me. I've sold almost $75,000 of popcorn in my Scouting career. I've been on the regional top seller list for about 5, 6 years now. I was second in the region this past year. And then you can get all that if you're dedicated, if you work hard, and if you show that you love Scouting and that you're selling popcorn because you believe that it's the right thing to do and that you are supporting it. So if you're dedicated, if you put in the hard work, you will be successful. Thank you.